The WWE Universe has been shaken to its core by a controversy so intimate, so explosive, and so deeply personal that it has blurred the already fragile boundary between entertainment and real life, turning what was once celebrated as the most powerful union in wrestling into a painfully public unraveling. The story begins not with fireworks or dramatic return to the ring but with a single announcement. Becky Lynch, the face of WWE's Women's Revolution and one of its most marketable global stars, shared that she was expecting her second child, a moment that should have been pure joy for fans and family alike. WWE cameras captured her teary-eyed smile, her soft words of gratitude, and what appeared to be genuine elation. But just 48 hours later, that joy gave way to something colder, something darker, and something far more complicated. Seth Rollins, the father of her first child, the man many believed was still her husband, broke his silence not with a supportive post or a celebratory quote, but with a cryptic, emotionally charged message that was deleted within the hour, yet not before being screenshot and shared by thousands of stunned fans. "If this is how the truth comes out," he wrote, "then let's talk about the real truth." That line set off a firestorm of speculation, whispers, and internal chaos across WWE that has not stopped growing. For the first time, the man who built his legacy on control, precision, and performance was unraveling, not in a storyline, but in his real life, and the message was clear: he didn't know. He didn't know Becky was pregnant before the announcement. He didn't know the timing. And worse, he wasn't sure the child was his. That chilling uncertainty, the crack in the image of WWE's golden couple, sparked a backstage panic, with sources revealing that Rollins and Lynch had in fact been living apart for several weeks. While public narratives framed it as training schedule conflicts, insiders confirmed a quiet separation, an emotional distance that had been growing behind the scenes. But what makes this story more than just a celebrity fallout is the sheer magnitude of its consequences. According to sources close to the couple, Rollins felt blindsided not only as a partner but as a public figure, claiming Becky had deliberately crafted the pregnancy announcement to control the narrative, to protect her brand, and to preempt questions he wasn't even given the chance to ask. The idea that Lynch, a symbol of independence and empowerment, might have leveraged her personal life as a PR weapon has deeply divided the locker room. Some superstars have refused to be booked alongside either of them until the situation is resolved, while others are using the chaos as an opportunity to rise in WWE's volatile hierarchy. Behind closed doors, creative plans have been shredded. House show lineups have been revised. Mixed tag storylines set to climax at WrestleMania have been shelved indefinitely. And still, the drama keeps evolving. One of the most damning revelations came from backstage sources who claim Rollins directly questioned the pregnancy timeline with a colleague, allegedly saying, "The dates don't line up, and she knows it." That statement has since sparked rumors of infidelity, with the spotlight shifting to a rising male superstar who has been seen training closely with Becky Lynch during Rollins' frequent absences for outside media projects. Though no names have been confirmed, leaked security footage from a WWE-affiliated training facility in Orlando showed Becky arriving late at night with the unnamed wrestler, just days before the pregnancy announcement went public. Public opinion is now a battlefield. On one side are those who sympathize with Rollins, painting him as a betrayed and humiliated man whose silence was misinterpreted as indifference. On the other are those who accuse him of trying to control a woman's narrative, of weaponizing personal pain into career damage. But the deeper wound lies not in public perception, but in the private war for truth. In a private conversation leaked to a wrestling podcast, Rollins was quoted as saying to a producer, "If I'm not the father, I deserve to know. And if I am, then why the lies?" It was the first time the accusation was voiced plainly. And from there, the controversy spiraled out of control. Becky's response, or lack thereof, has only added fuel to the fire. Her silence has become louder than any promo. With no official statement, no social media response, and only a handful of tightly controlled public appearances, she has chosen discretion over confrontation, letting her professionalism mask what insiders describe as emotional devastation. She is still showing up for commitments, but her demeanor has reportedly changed: distant smiles, guarded words, and a noticeable tension beneath the surface. Friends say she feels hunted, cornered by whispers and rumors, betrayed not just by Seth but by the company they helped build. And now, the implications go far beyond heartbreak. In a closed-door meeting with WWE executives, Rollins reportedly accused Becky of constructing a long-term victimhood narrative designed to make him the villain if and when their relationship collapsed. He claimed her public silence, her subtle messaging, and her carefully curated image were part of a strategy to undermine him both as a partner and as a performer. "She wants to be the hero," Rollins allegedly said, "but not at my expense." And perhaps most haunting of all is what's been happening behind the scenes. Rollins, once the heart and soul of WWE's men's division, has reportedly become isolated. He's been skipping post-show meet and greets, rewriting his own promos to insert personal undertones, and rejecting storyline suggestions that once would have excited him. Those closest to him say he's quieter, colder, more calculated, controlling everything he can, because he couldn't control what happened at home. And yet, for all the rumors, for all the heat, there is still no clear resolution. Just the slow burn of a story that feels far from over. Meanwhile, Becky has reportedly gone into emotional retreat. Sources say she has temporarily relocated to California and is working closely with a private crisis specialist. She's writing constantly, both for personal clarity and for her upcoming memoir, which insiders now believe will include a chapter addressing the events currently unfolding. Not for revenge. Not for PR. But for her daughter. She wants her to know her side of the story, one source close to Becky revealed. And that's where this narrative lands. At the heart of it all, there's a child. One not yet born, already caught in the middle of one of the most emotionally complex scandals WWE has ever seen. A child whose story is already being shaped by heartbreak, suspicion, branding, and betrayal. WWE has called emergency meetings with both parties' representatives. Legal teams have been briefed. PR departments are scrambling to prevent further leaks. But it may be too late. Because this story isn't just about a breakup or a pregnancy. It's about legacy. It's about who gets to tell the story and who gets left out of it. And in that silence, in that war of whispers and one-sided truths, the biggest question remains unanswered. Is this the final chapter of WWE's power couple, or merely the most painful part of a story still being written? The emotional earthquake rippling through the WWE universe has become more than just a personal fallout. It has evolved into a saga that threatens to reshape everything from locker room dynamics to the very F.